There it goes.
Live. Showing you live. Here we go.
Yeah, there it is.
All right. Showing you live. Here we go.
There it is.
All right. So you have to mute it real quick on your
I did. Yeah, I did.
pages. And let me just make sure I'm live on YouTube. We are live. All right. We're good. Good. All right, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you to the Geeks of Bel Air. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the Duke of Bel Air.
I never get told. Never gets old.
No.
All right. It's true. It's 8 o'clock on a Wednesday. I've been in and out, up and down, all around. I'm here. I'm so good to be back with everybody. Sorry for the mess ups and the delays. But I'm here. So that's all that matters. Don't mind me and my little smoothie. It's peanut butter too. It's so good.
Peanut butter?
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever had a peanut butter banana smoothie.
Tropical smoothie, hey.
I'm missing out, right?
Yeah, tropical smoothie. All right, so we got a bunch of fun features working out today. Just want to say hi to everybody that's here. Welcome. So glad you're here. Today's topic, mental health. It's the topic this show is about, right? It's the topic that we talk about sometimes. So you've noticed we've like these things, but then we'll go over here and go over there. And the way it's been for the last couple of weeks for me, this is definitely the topic that I wanted to talk about today. So everybody that's out there, if you're watching, if you have anything you want to say, you can chime in, talk. We're all here. I always, I know I'm fun, but I always have to have somebody better than me on or somebody that helps me keep me up. So I brought Luce with me. She's here. I see you got a new tattoo working.
Oh yeah, got a little cover up, little tiny cover up going on here.
A little tiny, yeah.
Little tiny.
Okay.
Tiny cover up. Yep.
I have a heart, but
yeah.
Keep
it PG. Okay.
Yeah. Mine was actually done by Big Mike, so.
Aww.
But yeah.
Nice.
So yeah. Good stuff. But as we know, for like 2 weeks ago or whatever, we had our show. I watched it and I laughed because it was like I didn't say a lot of things that happened because I didn't remember to say things. That's the side effect of these blood clots in my brain. So and the medicine I'm on. But you go from, I'm almost 40. I'll be 40 in December. So to go and now all of a sudden have this medication and all these things that control you and affect the way you think. Good night. Thank you. Sorry, it's bedtime. But so you have them all and they affect the way you think. You remember the way you talk, the words you use, things like that. And it gets you mad. And then you have other people in your life, your children, your family, your friends, your spouses that were there that went through it. Like, so everybody else was on the other end of that thing. Okay, he woke up from the brain blood clot. Thank God, So now they all have these stresses. And then instead of me being back to normal, I'm like, Travis Light, as they keep saying, Lite.
Mm.
And it's so they're like trying to playing with kid gloves with me, you know what I mean? Like, okay, you all right? Hey, Dad, what's up? But so they want to be like jumping on me, like, I'm so glad you're okay, or everything. What's wrong? So you have these, or like when you're trying to communicate, you can't think of words. So you're this grown adult that can't say these things, and it's frustrating.
Mhm.
And you're like, okay, this isn't normal. This isn't right. And then trying to get to the doctor's office. So you have all these stresses. And this is just from one incident that came. And then I'm not sleeping, and I'm up all night, and TV hurts my head. So it's like, well, that's not working. I've been doing books on tape and coloring, as I've been saying, Thanks, Nads, for the coloring book. I'm glad you sent it, because that one was a good one. She sent me a WWE classic WWE wrestling coloring book. So
Oh, nice. Okay, now I'm jealous. Okay.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. And then, like I said, the medications that make me cold all the time, because one's a blood thinner and one's a seizure medicine. So you plus you still have the side effects from the one blood clot and the ones that are still there in the brain. So you're foggy, and you just get upset because you didn't do anything. It's not like you did something to put yourself in this situation.
Right. It just happened.
And they didn't do anything, and they're trying to help, and you understand that. But for no reason whatsoever, you can't explain it. You just get just so upset, or just like, no, like, I'm done. Like, don't talk. I'm done. No nerves. You know what I mean? I have no strings. And you don't want to don't want to get out of bed, don't want to go outside, those kind of things. And it builds and builds. And then I sit back and talk to certain people, and it reminds me that, okay, I'm being selfish. Yes, I have every right to be upset. I have every right to be, you know what I mean? I do. But what is it accomplishing? What is it accomplishing for me being upset that this is happening to me, and woe is me, and mad? I'm just sitting down pouting for a couple days. Am I helping out? Okay, well, look on this side. I'm at home right now. I can't work. So I have all this time with my kids. You know what I mean? But I wasn't using it the right way. I was just there. I wasn't interacting. I was coloring, and I'm like, come on, guys, color. And but like last couple of days, I've been doing things with them. Yesterday, I made them go out back and pick up everything in the yard so I can mow the yard. On a little lawnmower. So they're all like, "Yeah, we helped Dad clean the yard." Like, well, but and so that's where I come from, is with depression and mental health, is you put yourself in the person that has the mental health issue. Okay, it's not even an issue, just a mental health, right? They put themselves in this bucket, and other people put them in this bucket. But what's funny is anybody can have a mental health issue.
I think everyone has a little bit.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah, COVID caused so many people, So I think it opened up the world to show how big mental health was, which is good. It's sad it took this long,
Yeah.
But it also showed me that, okay, yes, I need to actively handle this though. Like every day I need to handle this, because if I just sit, it's just digging and
It's gonna
digging
get worse.
and digging. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to do. And like last Wednesday, Matt called me and he was like, "Do you want to do the show?" And I said, "I'm exhausted. I have like no energy to move. I just,
Well, yeah. I mean, when did that happen? It didn't happen that long ago.
yeah, it happened
Like-
2-3 weeks ago. And then
Yeah.
when I got home, I did the show that Wednesday. I got home that Saturday. Did the show that Wednesday, and the following Wednesday, I was just
Yeah.
too tired. I mean,
It's
I was worn
understandable.
out.
Like you could have died. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah. So,
it's okay to
And-
take a break.
yeah, but like when I took the break, what was I doing? You know what I mean? Like,
You were
What was it?
processing. You were processing what
yeah.
just happened to you.
but you see, that's what I'm saying. So I was processing. So what I think people need to understand about mental health, especially from my view, is that you need a processing time. A week, 2 weeks. There is no
Everyone's
processing
different.
time.
Yep.
I don't
Everyone's
care
different.
if it takes you a year to process, but if you're going to take a long time to process, that's okay. But you can't just sit for that whole year and process. You have to multitask, because this world has other people who care about you. So part of their process to deal with this new issue or almost losing you, they want to talk to you. They want to be around you. So you pulling back doesn't allow that for them to process. So now you're like, "Oh, I'm better now." And they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm not." You're like, "I don't want to talk about that. That's old news. I never got to close, I never got to close that
Yeah.
door. Like I want." So like what I kind of started doing was I just stopped eating junk food this week. Just stopped eating junk food. I was like, "Look, I'm not going anywhere for a couple. I finally got an appointment for May 19th.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not going anywhere for a while. And because that doctor's just going to be let's start all the tests. But that's all I did. Just and drink a lot more water. And my
And
Coke
that helps
Zero.
your mental health. You know what I mean? Like that does help your mental health. Yeah.
Then I went out and I mowed the yard with the kids. I got on the lawnmower and mowed.
Baby steps.
Yeah, and it was great. And then I ended up cleaning the cat room. Cleaned it all up, made it look nice. And the kids didn't do any chores that day. I did them all. And then when the wife got home, I told her, "Hey, I was going to make dinner, but I'm cleaning the cat room right now, and I don't want to go make dinner after that." So she picked up food. And I was like, "Ta-da." And she was like, "Wow, the house will clean everything." I was like, "Yeah, I did something today,
Yeah. Little sense of purpose there.
Yeah.
Because that'll drive you into depression if you have no sense of purpose as well. So
Yeah, and I think we forget our sense of purpose in everything. When people have something happen, it's not just one thing, it's multiple things that happen, like blood clot. I just started a brand new job where I was like killing it. They've been calling me all the time, send me flowers. They just sent me a gift card for Uber Eats so I can get something to eat. They're amazing. This place is amazing. So that was kind of stressful at first. I was like, I don't want to lose this brand new job I got, and I started in October. They're so cool. And, but they're like, "No, you're good. You're fine.
yeah.
You're not losing us." So, which is nice, but, if you don't look at it all though, and you only think it's just because I have blood clots in my brain, that's why I'm sad. Well, no, it's because I was going to work every day. I wasn't seeing my work people. Yeah, I'm not doing these things every day. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm just sitting.
And it doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone around you too.
Yeah. and then you start feeling bad because
Mhm.
you snap or you get short with somebody, and then you're like, I'm sorry, and they're like, it's okay, and then you're like, oh, I'm sorry,
I said,
and
I'm
then it just goes
sorry.
do, 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 do. But it's like when you're going through it, you understand it. If you've gone through it, you understand it. But I feel like everybody puts theirs on a different pedestal. It's like, oh, you lost a job? I'm sorry. Don't worry. Okay. That could be this for you. That could be your mental health. This could be, and that
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that, this is more important than this. But what I'm saying is the way your brain handles it, your brain, not your feelings or just your brain, it is the damn same. I'm telling you right now, the being, getting hurt and then saying, oh, you can never do the job that you've just trained your whole life for ever again. After doing it for 9 years, almost 10 years,
Mhm.
that was stressful. Not understanding, like, there's still other things I can do, like not understanding why a city wouldn't keep you on. And, wait, you want me to work where? At the library? Why? That doesn't have anything to
Mhm.
do with the police. So those are all stresses and those are all things. Yeah, I know my wife, she lost her husband. Her first husband passed away in an accident at work. And it was tragic, and it was very stressful for her and my daughter. My daughter was very young when she lost her dad, and those are huge stresses. And we'll deal with things at the house, and sometimes I catch myself because I'm like, oh, you know, I'm like, all right, guys, we gotta clean this up. We don't need what is these toys? This toy hasn't been played with for like, it's broken. We're gonna get rid of it. And then, like a nervous breakdown. What? Oh, he gave her that toy.
Yeah.
My bad. Like, yes, every day she functions and she does great. But those little things will bring that memory back and can do it. And if you can't be curious and courteous to other people, and remember that, then you're gonna be screwing so many people's lives up as you go, and you're going to be hurting yourself, because the ones that are there for you are going to need you. Your people are going to, how do you say it? Remember what you do and what you don't do. But if you try to play the mine is more important than yours, or the one upper, yeah, but like, it's just like,
Well, and I feel like there's nothing
okay,
worse than something tragic happening than someone saying that to you. Like, I feel like as people, we just want to be heard, number one, and
yeah,
please don't minimize what I'm going through. Like, if I feel like this is tragic, then let me feel it.
yeah,
Right.
exactly,
And, don't try to make it about you. Don't turn around and try to make it about you. And I feel like it's hard for people because people are and I'm guilty of it. Like, people are so focused on themselves because, they're in their own head all day long, you know? And that is something that we should try to do as people, is like kind of step outside of ourselves a little bit and think about what other people around us are going through.
yeah. I know that it's been, a lot of people talk about things going on in the world today, right, wrong, or different. Even if I don't agree with it, it doesn't affect me and my immediate family who I'm raising, So that is, and when I say affect, I mean life and death. life and death. Is this going to cause this person harm when they go to school and they go into the public, or you know what I mean? Those are the things I worry about, because those are out there. There's a bunch of weirdos out there doing that kind of stuff. I know. I was a police officer. Okay. But I think what happens is when we get too nice to each other and everybody starts getting along, if you notice, it all of a sudden we hate each other. It's like, where did this one come out of, you know? And now you had this whole, the whole transgender thing and the whole Bud Light thing or whatever. Bud Light has a new spokesperson that's a transgender actor, whatever. So are we mad that they're a better actor than the another Bud Light spokesperson? Or really, like, does that affect me? I don't think so. I think that it's more of they're just numbing you with all the things. So when bad things happen, you're just like, okay. I mean, when we were in school, you had the one shooting, back in the day. Remember when they came in with the trench coats?
Mm-hmm.
Now there's shootings all the time. And it's like,
and I think that there was always that kind of behavior, but social media is like so much bigger than it was back when we were kids, like everything is just publicized now, everything.
Yeah. And you have shootings, just mass shootings all the time at schools. And it's like, wait a minute, what? You always were safe at schools, like, right? That was where you're safe. And I don't know. I think we're getting numb to the important things like our survival and our safety and our friendship and our love, our families. That's what we need to worry about. I think that posting and reposting and sharing posts about negative things that don't affect positive movement isn't worth it. It's not worth your time. And
you have to look at who's reposting the stuff too, right? Like, those are probably negative people that are reposting it. Probably. I'm not saying all of it, but
or it's all they know or all they knew.
Right.
And listen, I'm a Christian. I understand. But it's nowhere in the Bible it says that I'm supposed to be the person that tells you that. That's not my job. My job is to say, hey, I'm a Christian. I believe that there is a God. I believe that Jesus died for me and I can go to heaven because he died for me. I believe that. That's how I get to go to heaven. Now, I'm not supposed to be an asshole to people, and I'm not supposed to be killing people, and I'm not supposed to be raping little kids and murdering people, all these bad, bad things. I'm not supposed to do that. As a normal person, I don't do that. As a human being, a good human being, I don't. But as a Christian, I shouldn't do it. And I shouldn't hang out with people that do that stuff. That's fine. I don't want to be anywhere around those people. But now you're talking about how somebody feels or who somebody likes. I really don't understand that part, because what does that have to do? I mean, I don't remember him hanging out at nothing but Baptist churches the whole time, Pretty sure he was hanging out with all the non-Christians. So I just think that if that's a thing, a lot of people, oh, well, it's against my religion, transgender. Okay. I get it. Everybody says the same line. God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Eve. It. Okay. It doesn't matter. because if you want to use it, that was the old, right? The old book. And then the new book, when Jesus died for us, that's it. He died. We believe it. We get to go to heaven. He's the law now, right? He made the new deal, the old deals that you had to do. So I'm going to live, and I'm going to be a good dude, and I'm going to try to help people when I can. I'm going to try not to be a stumbling block for other people. And that's why I said last time, I'm sure I'm a villain in somebody's story, and I'm sorry, but I'm moving on. But I'm not going to cause or get into arguments with people over things that are 100% beliefs. Somebody's belief. You can't prove a belief. 1 + 1 is 2. Your belief and my belief are different, or they're the same. But I'm not going to argue with you about them. I'm going to live my life by my belief and still be nice to you, still be good to you, still be friends, still hang out with you. You know what I mean? Still encourage you and pray, that I hope everything works for you. Everything that you want in life comes to you. That affects me in no way if your belief and my belief don't match.
Well, that's the
I'm not
problem,
playing.
I feel like people get in arguments and then they immediately want to cut people off just because they
Yeah.
disagree on something. It's like, we can disagree on something and still be friends,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the rule in the house is, dealing with kids. I'm like, listen, I had to wait. Everybody had to wait in my family. On my 18th birthday, I got to skip school. We went to South Florida and I got my first tattoo. Same place that my dad got his and my brother got his. That was our big thing. That's the deal. You want a piercing or you want a tattoo? You got to wait till you're 18. You want to dye your hair? If you have good grades, you can dye your hair. You can cut your hair. I don't care. It's hair. As long as you have good grades, that's fine. I use it as a grade thing. It's because if you're doing what you're supposed to do, I don't care what you do. You know what I mean? As long as you're doing what you're supposed to and following the rules and listening.
Not hurting anyone in the
Yeah.
process.
Dye your hair. I don't care. Dye red, purple. My daughter's had it red, pinks, purples. Who cares? My son had a blue. My one son had a green. Doesn't matter. Brianna had it real short a couple months last year. Now it's grown out a little bit. Does it bother me? No. It's hair. So if we take that in our life and we live that and we teach our kids that, right? And I tell them, listen, certain rules are because I said so. Oh, well, did you do that when you were a kid? No. Oh, yeah? Well, you can ask anybody, but I'm telling you, as far as you know, the answer is no, because right now, at your age or whatever's going on, that's all that matters. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what I did or the mistakes I made. It doesn't matter. It's just I'm here to help you so you don't make them, But we do that. We protect our kids for the most part, and we will listen to our friends and we will give them advice and we'll listen to them vent. But we don't we let them. And one of my friends said it the other day. They're like, bye. I was like, well, are you really going to say bye to the friend? Have you had a personal, non-social media conversation with them about what they said or what you know what I mean? Was what they were saying to you? Because, if it's not to you, you don't have to follow them, right? You don't have to go to their page.
Well, and that's how you stop the gossip by not spreading gossip, you know?
Yeah.
So
It and then you
I hate drama. Let me tell you what, I hate it.
Hmm.
I lived in drama for so long and I lived in chaos for so long. Today, like protecting my inner peace is my number one goal. I don't give a fuck about anything else around me except for my inner peace. Because when I'm at peace, my children are at peace. The people around me are at peace because I'm not acting
Yeah.
like a freaking psycho.
Yeah. That's what, you know, like I said, I'm not perfect, but I try to be a decent person every day, and I try to do the right things. Yeah, I make mistakes, or I say wrong things at the wrong time.
I'm good at that
But
too.
yeah. But you know what? Well,
I mean, that's how
you
we
know,
learn, right? Like we make
yeah,
mistakes.
it's
We
like,
learn from our mistakes. Nobody's
yeah,
perfect.
I love my life. I love where I'm at in life, minus this whole, you know, blood clot in the brain thing.
Right.
But I just know that I can tell you this, I haven't had any issues or nightmares from all the other stuff. So that's good.
See?
It kind
It's
of
like a blessing in disguise.
yeah, it like
It does happen.
over-focused. And
Yes.
it kind of, but like I said, it was making me prioritize what was I doing with my time.
Yeah.
You know, was I just playing video games all day, or was I just doing this, or, you know, and it's like when I'm seeing these things and hearing people talk about these things, I'm like, is that really like what we should be talking about? Like,
But and the thing
how
is
about
like
how about we talk
can't.
about like your health or your
Yeah, but we
so and
can't
so's
control
health?
that. We can't control the people around us. I listen.
Yeah,
As much as I would like to control everyone around me, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want
Mhm.
people to worry about things that they should be worrying about too, but it's unrealistic. Like, we
Mhm.
can't make people do what we want them to do, you know?
Well, for an hour every week, we can, because they choose to watch this show, and they're gonna have to listen to what we think about. Oh, I just bumped my desk and it shook. Look, I'm like an earthquake. So for an hour a week, we do control it, and this is your mental health. These are things that you guys get so stressed about, over about, that these are like the toppings. You're just adding stuff on that already exists. Things, you know. I haven't, like I said, I've been watching TV since I've been sick, and it's crazy. I haven't been really on my phone much, just filling people in and things like that. It's crazy. Look at the usage.
I can't tell you the last time I watched the news.
Oh yeah,
Years.
I
Years.
don't watch that.
Yeah.
That's more like,
I find out like the Bud Light thing, like I found that out through memes on Facebook. I had no idea what anyone was talking about because I don't fucking pay attention
Yeah.
to anything like that.
yeah. That's why I was like, "What are you talking about?" So I looked it up that night. I was like, "Oh, all right." But it's crazy. But you know what's funny is, you were just saying, like, you love working, you got the kids, and you know everything, you get that too. So everything is going good, you know. Your brother's been hanging out. I've been seeing him around, crippled, walking around with his leg.
Yeah, my poor brother.
I'm allowed to call him a cripple, by the way, so
Yeah.
don't be hating on me because I have blood clots in my brain. So screw you guys. But so like, and you said something that made me laugh. Or maybe you weren't watching the news, huh? So you're not watching stressful things, feeding into all this negative stuff.
It will stress me out. It'll stress me out.
And
And
It's
let
still
me tell you, like, my
amazing.
life is not perfect. Like, last week I totaled my car, right? And you know what? Like, my car is totaled, but do you see me getting all like freaked out about it and stuff? No, because that's it happens. I'm not the only person in the whole world that's ever totaled their car. My kids are safe. I'm safe. Like, it's all good. Life goes on. And if I were watching the news or feeding into other people's bullshit and then trying to get attention for me totaling my car, you didn't see me post it on Facebook or anything. It's like because for what? To stress other people out? Oh my God, are you okay? Like, I don't know. I feel like what we put out is what we bring in. So if I'm putting out stressful shit, and then that's what I'm going to get in return. So I try not, for me, I try not to do that. I try not to put that negativity out there, regardless of what it is.
Agreed. And I think that's, we've always had a great relationship, and that's one of the things. It's like when I had all the people that reach out to me, and it was cool. I was like, oh, okay. But it was also that, you know what? I like my show. I like my hour, and other people do too. Because when I wasn't doing the one time I didn't, hey, everything okay? Yeah. So it's a good thing, but I try not to, obviously almost dying. That
Well,
one had
that's
to come out a little
different.
bit.
Well, and so there's a difference between
And if you called me and I didn't know
wrecking
you
my
called me,
car,
I'm
right?
sorry.
And like I'm like, that's different than you almost dying. Like,
No.
the prayers, right? I believe in the power of prayer, and I believe
Yeah.
that the power of prayer,
Yeah.
like, have like telling people what happened and having everyone think about you in a positive way. That's positive. Me bitching about me wrecking my car is not positive. So it's not the same thing. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to compare that
No.
to your okay.
No. What I'm saying is like, I understand what you're saying, but I was just making a joke. But I do think that were you the at-fault driver?
No.
Okay. Good. And we know you're sober, so
Yeah, I'm sober.
Yeah.
And everyone was fine, and
Yeah.
the insurance was giving me a hard time. Might not fix my car, but you know what? Fucking life goes on, man.
Yeah. See, that's what happens. Everything's going good, and then something like that happens,
It's life.
It's okay though. You know what? I'm back up. I'm not allowed to drive, so I mowed the yard. That was my way. I do whenever we go anywhere though, because she makes me go out. I'm like, she'll take me to Walmart or Target, and we'll just walk around just so I'm inside, So
doing stuff, yeah.
I do have my house keys because look, I'm not allowed to drive. That's fine, buddy. You ain't taking my fucking keys. So I take my house keys and I keep them in my pocket because I was like, I'm a grown man.
Yeah,
You tell me I can't have my keys.
Yeah.
It's fine. You can keep the car keys in that, but I'm taking my house key.
And I'm sure that's hard not being able, not being able to drive and stuff. I wouldn't like that either,
Yeah. Well, Friday, I'm going to lunch with some friends. Ooh. And I told him, I said, I go, well, you guys have to pick me up, because I can't drive. And they go, we know, we will. I was like, all right, so you're picking me up for the day. I said, ooh, I'll let you drive my Jeep.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah. I said, I'll clean it out and everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's your freedom, right? Driving is part of your freedom. So I can empathize with you on that.
Brianna has been driving me everywhere when we go run errands and stuff. And she drives a Jeep for me. So I'm like, drive me in the Jeep, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you, mean it.
Don't worry, I'll wave to everybody. I was like, don't worry. If you miss something, you'll run it over and won't even know it. It's okay. That was just a Volkswagen. Keep going.
It's fine. No big deal.
Yeah, just
everything's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I just wanted to let everybody know that, we all hear you praying. We all hear the thanks and stuff. Also, we hear the show. Want everybody to know that if you have anything at all, just reach out to us. I'm not an expert, just gone through and seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've listened to a lot of people because I'm good at listening. So, and I'm good at talking. But we're here and we're going to do this show every week, and we're going to prove, and you're going to see how wild and crazy this show will get, because, and not like crazy, like, oh, jumping off or something. No, I mean, like,
Like
this show is
Jackass.
going to be all over the place because it's from the inside of my mind, which is so that's what this show is going to be. It's going to be about what's going on, who people, things like that. But it's always going to be about mental health and fun. We're going to have fun on shows, but we're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk trauma. I want people to know that the more you talk about it, the more you own it. That's, I didn't think of that. It's if you didn't know, AA has that thing where they like to talk about it. It's because it gives you the power. You're now telling it. You're owning it.
You tell on your secrets, and that shit will set you free, man. Secrets don't last in the light.
Exactly. So just know that we're here for everybody. I see all of you. I am going to give a loud, I miss you, Matt. I know you're busy working, but we're here.
We love you.
Missed you. We missed you. We loved you. So I didn't even get to them. Let me go say hi to everybody over here. Look at all these people. What's up? Oh man, where did we go? Oh, hey, Curtis. What's up? How you doing? Oh, Lucy's here, everybody. Hey, Lucy.
What's up?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so if anybody wants to say hi or say anything, go for it. Lucy, what about you? What do you got going? What do you want to say about mental health and your vision or version of it?
For me, like, mental health was never talked about, for the longest time until later into my adulthood. Actually, while I was in rehab, started talking about mental health and all the shit that was going on in my head. I thought it was normal because that's how I always was. So I didn't know that there was anything abnormal about the way that I was thinking or processing things. All I knew is that I self-medicated to try to calm it down,
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's important that we do talk about our mental health, especially to our doctors, because sometimes what is going on in our heads is not normal. I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and bipolar disorder, along with a couple of other things. And I had no idea. I just thought, that's how my brain worked. And
Mm-hmm.
I was actually put on medication for a little bit, and I've since then been tapered off of it. And I maintain it through counseling and therapy. And so it's not like, oh, you're sick, you need medicine and you have to be on medicine for the rest of your life. No, that's not true. It's your body, your brain, whatever you decide works best for you is up to you. So it's just like buying a car. You're going to drive a couple cars around before you decide which one you want. It's the same with your doctor. If you don't like what the doctor's telling you, go to a different doctor. I feel like we are our biggest advocates for our mental health. And for me, I'm very vocal about it because I feel like it spreads awareness. And You wouldn't believe the amount of messages I get in my inbox from people saying, can I talk to you about this? Because I don't know who else to talk to. And you're so open about it. And I'm like, absolutely, bring it on. Like, let's fucking talk about it. Like, it's important. And even after a short period of time talking to people, they're like, thank you. I feel so much better. Like, people just want to be heard and,
Yeah.
So that's just my short thoughts on it.
Well, it's funny. It's like we've always had that in common. We've always been, no matter how long it's been, we'd be like, hey, catch right up kind of thing. But we would always have that. It was almost like you'd be like, hey, how are you? I'm like, eh. And you'd be like, okay, you chat. Or I'd be like, Luce, come here.
Mm-hmm.
What? I have no clue, but don't need to be over there. Like, I don't know, but I don't like you over there. So we're going to walk over here and you're going to come over here with us because that is not good. Whatever that is, But it also is funny because there's a few people like that I could be like, no, you're not. You're like, and because you were so open and honest, if you were like, oh, I'm fine. Well, your face is saying that.
Your face is lying.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of years like trying to hide how I was actually feeling, just trying to be what was normal to everyone, So I made a promise to myself when I did get in recovery that I was going to be very open and honest about how I'm feeling, and that's why I post as much as I post on Facebook about character defects and my healing journey. It's, I don't know. People think that I do it to brag, and that's not why. That's not why I do it. I don't talk about all my flaws in front of the world to see, for that reason. I do it to help people. So I don't know.
That's that whole, remember, they don't have something nice to say. Just yeah. Those people just, hey, whatever. But you just keep posting and liking it. Yeah.
And I promised myself I'm not gonna stop, regardless of whose feelings I hurt or what make uncomfortable or whatever. Like,
well, that was like what I wanted to do with the show. And it became harder to, like, the idea was good and I had them up front, so I was like, boom, boom, boom. And then I was like, okay, tomorrow. Okay. So that's why I went live, because I was tired of maybe having a guest or maybe not, So, just went from there, and I think it's kind of fun. But I know I saw what you're talking about, that those lives on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then isn't there also one on Snapchat?
I'm not on Snapchat
or Instagram.
I'm not even on that. Like,
I don't
Facebook
know
and TikTok is as far as my technology goes. Did you see on the Facebook, Brian Wilson had a question?
I'm just looked over. Elise, she knows. What was the other live on? You sent me a live of a video. What was that live from? Brian Wilson. Question. How do you feel about him?
I can touch on that right after you do if you want to talk about it.
All right. So he says, how do you feel about embracing anger and using it as fuel to carry on until I can get to a better fuel? Ooh.
So I used to be very angry. Very, very angry. Like, even as a child, I was angry. So for me, and I'm not saying this is going to work for you, Brian, but for me, I had to figure out where that anger was coming from. I had to figure out, okay, why am I angry? What is this anger based around? Well, fear. Fear of what? What am I afraid of? Am I afraid of losing something? Am I afraid of getting hurt? Like, what is it coming from? And once I could figure out where the anger was coming from. I could figure out where the fear was coming from. And then I had to break it down. But for me, counseling worked for me, because anger is not just something, in my opinion, that you can carry around with you every day without it getting so heavy that you can't carry it anymore. I mean, it's just like you just keep pushing it down, pushing it down. I mean, what's going to happen? You're going to explode eventually. So for me, the counseling worked for me. What do you have, Travis, for that?
Embracing your anger. Well, so I use it when it's okay. So embracing anger when it's to do as during a communication or an incident, it's no good. To people angry, you're just angrier. That doesn't solve anything. So using my anger to like up one and I'm better than you, that doesn't work. But like to use that anger and turn around and completely reuse it, the energy to do something else is fine. To me, I don't have an issue with it. I really think it just depends on like, is it, in person? No, I just like, I don't even show it. And that's one thing I am very good at is be like, yep. All right. Well, thanks for talking to you. But then getting home and be like, shut up, Bob.
A lot of my anger is like based around not being heard,
Yeah.
Like I would get mad, like I'm trying to say something and like this person isn't listening to me and it's pissing me off, and then I still can't get it out. So I'm going to carry this pissed off ball of energy over here. Now I'm going to get pissed off at this person for no reason. That was me though.
Yeah, me too. I'm bad at that. We're like, because I said it's bedtime at 6:00. Ah!
But I will say to Brian that it's a good thing that you notice that you have that anger, like to notice it and recognize that you don't like what you're doing with it is a huge deal. So you should feel pretty proud of yourself for that.
Yeah, but a lot of people use it as a fuel, and they go and work out and they run. And
right.
I'm all for that. I was able to use my frustration and this ball up of fuzz that's going on in my head. Like I said, yesterday I mowed the yard, got the yard all done. It looks beautiful. I used all this energy that I had. I was just so frustrated because I'm at home. Everybody's at school, and I'm like, oh, and I just used it, and I was wiped out, but I did it. And it's not anger, but it is frustration. It's the same kind of. Let's see. We got some more people talking now.
Yeah, I'm reading them too.
Scream motion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anger's hard, man. Yeah. Anger's hard. My 4-year-old has these anger outbursts, and I can relate so much to it. It's like, how do you tell someone to not be angry? They're feeling those emotions for some reason. It's your body's sending off signals that something's not right. So that's what I also meant by finding the core of the problem, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Don't hold it in and let it go.
That shit will eat you up from the inside out.
It will. And it's hard because, so I'm going to steal my wife for a second on this one, but, I was divorced and she was a widow. So we have 2 different ending of marriages. Okay. her husband passed away, and I was divorced. So the way we see our family and want to raise our kids and our beliefs, eye to eye. No issues ever. We want to do it this way, right? There's no disagreements. Where they come in is where for 10 years this way or 10 years this way, this is how we handle discipline, or this is what happens when someone does this. This is how it happens. You know what I mean? So you have those that you now have to be like, all right. And then all the kids are just sitting here watching us learn these things, these ways to discipline, or not even that, just like when questions are in society are coming up and these kids are asking us questions, we're like, how are we going to handle this one? Like, oh, so, and that is an interesting thing. So, at first, it can throw you off, but as long as you're, headstrong, you can be able to sit back and, all right, why, like, me and you aren't mad at each other.
Yeah.
We're good. But for some reason, we're like butting heads right here over something that, over here, like, what's wrong? Like, so that, and that's the thing is, like, your point of view is going to be this, like, well, this is the way it's always been, or this is the way I always know it's going to end up, because I know it's always going to do this. Understood? And then I have mine, exact same things. So even though we're on the same page and doing everything fine and communicating great, those things are happening, and we have to sit back and we have to look at it and say, okay, wait, just talk. Like, what? Okay. Well, I think that's weird the way you do it. Let's just rock, paper, scissors. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of thing of like, it's funny. It's not funny. It's serious, but it's with your anger, you can let something ball up, Brian, and you can think you're using it for good, and it might work, but then you change, something happens, or you have to use it a whole different way in a whole different situation. And that's what we've learned now, through counseling and things is we're both saying the same thing and wanting the same thing. Like, there's never been an issue of, trust or anything like that. It's just like, oh, I get it now. You have this in the past happen. So, and I've had this in the past. Got it. You know what I mean? So, but we expect our kids to know this. We expect everybody to know this. So, like, Lucy, anybody that talks to you needs to know that you are a recovering alcoholic and
drug addict,
and that if they need to know that, and they need to know that sometimes you might be too nice and not say something, and they might talk over you, and you might get upset about it.
I got my boundaries up now.
No. But and as soon as they meet you, they have to know that.
Let me tell you, when I started dating again, that is literally the first thing that I tell the guys that I was talking to. I am a recovering addict, and I am bipolar, and I have borderline personality disorder, because I feel like those are very important things for a person to know, right? And let me tell you, saved me a lot of fucking hassle. Getting to know people, you know what I mean? Like, hey, that's me, man. That's me.
They're like, oh, that's.
Yeah, I can't hear you. But I got lucky, and I met a really good guy, and he's also in recovery too, and he can relate to a lot of the mental health stuff. So communication is huge, right? Like with you and your wife, it's communication. You guys know how to communicate in a healthy way. Well, I've never been in a relationship where communication was healthy, until now. And so it is a learning process.
Yeah, it's just funny because like the way I'm reading, I'm just trying to read it, make sure I'm answering his question, and he might not even be on anymore, but to get a better fuel is what kept catching me off guard. But
Is he your friend?
Yeah, better
I don't know
fuel.
that we're
That's
friends.
that's the part that kept catching me. It's because it's like you can't say better fuel because the
he's
next
still here.
situation is going to be different. So I really hope that I answered your
He
question.
just commented. And yes, he said, thank you. Perhaps anger is what the sadness has turned into. At some point, the disrespect and lies broke me, and it continues to happen. Well, Brian, the wonderful thing about our lives, or we are in control of our lives, and we are in control of how we allow people to affect us. It takes a lot of practice, but I have been in situations where I've been disrespected and lied to and broken because of it. And I had to, this is just for me, I'm not telling you this is what you should do. I'm just saying for me, I had to separate myself from that situation. And I had to say, I am no longer going to allow this into my life because it shakes my spirit. And I don't like the way it shakes my spirit. It makes me feel bad about myself. And I'm no longer going to allow this. And I choose to protect my peace. Now, was it a walk in the park going through that? No, it was a long journey. But I can tell you today, I am so happy that I put that boundary up because I have never been happier in my entire life. So, and I'm sorry that you're going through that, Brian, because I know how hard it is.
Yeah, Brian, and it's there's children, and you get used to things, and right now my ex-wife's van broke down. We have an extra vehicle, so my wife offered my ex-wife the car to borrow while the van's broke down. That way she can get to work and get home. She can come by on Friday and pick up the kids and hang out with the kids for the weekend when she has them. You know what I mean? It's something I actually learned from you, Luce, and I was like, I'm not going to be that. That ending is the ending between me and a person, not my children.
Right.
And same with my wife is a widow, so there's not something there that I have that I have to deal with. So we have that ability to set it, but we're not setting the standard to show off. We're setting it for the kids because
That's right.
the kids can't go and play the other parent. You can try, but we communicate. You know what I mean? Now we're not like, hanging out, but
you're co-parenting.
We're co-parenting, but we're also supporting situations so that the kids can have something, because we've seen it. I've seen it the other way, with the oldest two. We've seen it with when one just leaves and then shows up every once in a while. And that is something that I always hated. And I tried to make better, but I couldn't do anything about it.
It was out of your hands. Yeah.
Yeah. This time around, when the opportunity, everything started settling down, and places were set, boundaries were put up,
Yes.
we've been able to do that. And so it's good. It's just it's one of those things where, Brian, it makes you wonder, when you think about things, are you mad that the kid said something, or are you mad at this person said something, or are you know what I mean? It has you, where are you putting your anger? So you're using your anger for this fuel or this fuel. Well, maybe you should just be like, you know what? All right, restart, start over, new game. Hi, I'm Brian. You know what I mean? And just fresh, and say, look, you do you, I'm going to do me. I'm going to do this.
And it is hard not knowing the whole situation, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it'll be better for you, because if you can be happy and get to sleep at night, you will be positive and you'll be happy, and it'll help you. You will see it. It'll be showing on you. Don't lose sleep over them, because they're not probably losing sleep over you. So, like I said, everybody is somebody's villain in somebody else's story. And if you were a villain in somebody else's story, apologize, own it, and don't do it again. Don't be a dick again, right? Or don't be a victim again. If you fell for something, don't go back that way. Go this way, but learn from it and say, this is what happened, but now here are my standards, right? When you met the people, you're like, I am this. You know what I mean? Now, here are your standards. That way you don't keep going into the same thing, Otherwise, you're going to
for years.
repeat it over and over and over again.
And you know what that is? That is the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Yeah, that's it.
I say that to my kids all the time.
Yep.
And then my one daughter said, Dad, that is real? I told you that was real. They said in school today. I was like, you think I made that up? Yeah. I said it's Albert Einstein says the definition of insanity.
Yep.
I love it. That means they listen to me. They just
But I am happy to hear about the co-parenting thing, because, I'm struggling right now with my youngest with the co-parenting, but finally my oldest, his dad and I are friends now, and we co-parent very well, which is nice. And I hope and pray that one day.
That's what I said. You set the standard.
Yeah, I hope one day that my youngest father and I can be on that level. I feel like it'll take a long time, but who knows?
It just has to be. What I've realized is, like for me, I accepted the apology and gave forgiveness, because I didn't want it to hold me anymore. Like
that's right.
What happened, or you know what I mean? So if that person doesn't care about that, doesn't bother me, because I did it.
That's right.
Forgive it.
Wait, and
now I'm okay. So now they see me okay, and they're like, oh, okay, now I can talk. Yeah. Now it's not going to be like, what'd you say? Oh, you said 3:00. It's 3:02. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? They understand that I'm okay. So, and I remember like when you and I can't believe I can't remember his name, but I loved his brother more, but remember your son's dad.
Greg?
Yes,
or the youngest?
Greg.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Greg.
Greg.
No, okay.
Sorry, Greg. I love you. You know it. But, you're so good to me. But no, I loved that. Yeah, shit happened. But it's like,
and honestly, the whole reason that didn't work for so long was because of me, because I was holding on to my anger towards him because he wasn't who I wanted him to be, which is very unrealistic for me to expect that of a person. And I held on to that anger for a very, very long time. And he was so patient and had so much compassion and grace for me that when I finally let go of all the bullshit and actually put our child in front of my own selfish needs, he was there and he showed up, and it was amazing to see. It was amazing to know that Logan could witness that.
Yeah. Well, Greg, just a shout out to you, sir. I watched that and I always thought it was really cool. I love your brother to death. He was my favorite person. And he used to love saying that, I can't believe I'm friends with a cop. And we would have late night conversations that would go all night. We would sit there out front and talk. And his brother was like my Yoda. You know what I mean? He was so amazing. Such a person that, and I, whatever he did or didn't do that put him where he is has nothing to do with him as a person. He was amazing. And but yeah, I remember watching that. And so when I came to that point, I was like, I saw how it went the first time when one left and I just took him and did it by myself, and then I saw you guys. So when I went through this time, I was like, no, I have to do it this way. It might not work, but I'm going to try. But if I try, I feel that it'll be better for everybody involved. And it's not perfect. It doesn't work all the time. No. You know what I mean? But it definitely, a lot different than the other.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, I pray that other people can just take the forgiveness,
Brian just responded. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. Everybody involved in your side, Luz, I just hope that they can understand the forgiveness is the apology is real, and let's move on. But some people, maybe they're not ready yet, and it sucks, but
yeah, Brian just wrote, he said setting boundaries is excellent. I'm just too blind to see the manipulation, but I'm starting to see. I think the best idea is to cut all contact, but that means very limited co-parenting. My mental health is more important than knowing who's grounded from what. So, Brian, I feel like we're going through the same thing. So if you want to inbox me, message me, and we can go more into detail with this, because I know all about manipulation, my friend. And the fact that you're seeing and you're noticing the manipulation is a great sign. So you should be like pretty proud of yourself right now. So just message me. Send me a friend request if we're not already friends.
Brian, and my cell phone number is the same phone number it's been for 19 years, so you know it. Go ahead, you can call me anytime. Just know that I don't know the whole story. Because we haven't spoken in a little while, but you're a good dude. And I'm guessing, obviously, separation has happened. It really seems to me that you're going through the beginning of everything. It sounds to me that, you're at the start of it all,
Yeah, you're where I was over a year ago.
Somebody else might probably already have a significant other. So one's jealous, one's not. One, you know what I mean? Or one's moved on, one's not. One still wants to make it work. One doesn't know. That's where you get that. Yep. So
message
that's what happens.
Brian.
yeah, buddy. That's what happens, unfortunately. And it sucks.
I'm sorry you're going through that. That's hard. It's hard stuff,
Yeah. Yeah. Never fun.
but we're here for you.
Especially,
So
especially, Brian, you've been there, you knew, especially your life experience too. You knew it. That's what they do. You just remember, keep your hands over here, buddy. Don't don't let them get you. Don't let them get you. Get your fuel that hot. It's not worth it. But I love all of you. Thank you for joining us. We actually went over.
we had a
because,
good talk. Yeah.
we did. It was a serious talk, but hey, that's what we're here for. Oh, look, my mom just said praying. That's my mom. A little praying hands.
Hi, Mom.
Good stuff. All right. Well, we'll see you next week, and then Lucy's gonna keep teaching me about this. What is it called? TikTok.
TikTok. Listen, you have
TikTok
to do
Live.
it. It's so easy. So easy.
All right. Well, maybe you'll see me this week or weekend on TikTok Live with Luce. I don't know.
There we go. Let's do it.
Maybe she'll go live, and then I'll join in. We'll see what it is. Do I have to dance?
No,
Is
you
it
don't
that
have to
kind of
dance,
TikTok?
but
Okay.
you do have to have 1,000 followers before you can go live. So I suggest you make an account now, and we will start building
I have
it up.
a TikTok. I have like a couple followers.
Well, let's get some more so you can go live, and then we'll do a live together. How's that sound?
Woo! All right.
We can dance
Yeah.
if you want to. I'm not a very good dancer, but I'll dance.
I've had TikTok since it was called Musically. Okay,
I don't know what that means.
that's what it was. It was called
Was
Musically
it?
first.
I
would
just,
music videos, and the kids would make the dance. So
I originally got TikTok when I separated from my husband, and I didn't know what to do with myself. So I got TikTok and I started making recovery videos, and that was an outlet for me. So
oh, nice.
yeah. So you should check out my videos. They're pretty cool.
I have seen them.
Yeah.
My TikTok on there, I have to show it. I'll have to post it on Facebook somehow. But it's me, Lorelai, Brianna, and Trinity, my sister's daughter. And it was a long time ago. It was before TikTok. They called it Musically, and we're doing the Roly 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 Dabba Ranch. That song.
Oh, nice.
We're doing it to that. And so we're all
Hell
sitting on
yeah.
the couch and we're like, and that's all I did. And they're
I love
like,
it.
yeah, that was it. That was my big debut.
Nice.
So,
Well,
yeah.
now you're gonna go live with me, so it should be interesting.
All right, good stuff. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Have a great night, and see you soon.
We love you.
Love you.